Um, encourage y'all. Wonderful, wonderful Sabbath so far. There is a wonderful, wonderful cloud God gives when you do it His way. It's absolutely amazing. And y'all have seen all the videos. I have an entire playlist on the Sabbath and just on one of those truth movements in my walk. The first thing that was done was the Sabbath, and then I started observing His feast times. Anyways, the Sabbath is absolutely amazing. And the cloud that's over you during this time, it's absolutely amazing. And it's been several years doing this. And at first, I would continue. I'm handing everything over to you for this week. Bless us with your peace. I give everything into your hands, Jesus. You take care of them. And y'all, I've been doing this a while, for several years. And now it's to the point where I don't even have to hand everything over to him. He just does it. I don't even have to ask. And I know there were several trials this week, and for the life of me, I can't think of one. Not one. All I can be reminded is all the new blessings. This could very well be the last Sabbath in our old apartment and moving into a new apartment. I stood up for myself, and everything is pretty much going to be brand new. He is so good when you do it His way. So good. And like I said, I don't even have to pray to give everything over to Him. They're gone. Everything from the week, it's just gone. It's taken care of. It's in His hands. When you enter into the obedience, it says God rested on the day and He was refreshed. And so when we enter into that rest, we will get that rest and that refreshment from that whole week. Everything's just done, taken care of. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Anyways, I just wanted to come on here and maybe encourage y'all to try it. That's one thing that was the last thing, even though I'd been convicted for months and months and months. I was going to a Sunday church congregation that was actually operating in a Sabbath church. And I kept seeing the 10 Commandments on the wall, and God was already working on me by then. And it was like flashing lights, every Sunday morning. And finally, the last straw, I remember talking to God about it, trying to reason it out. And God was like, just try it one time. Just try it. And if you don't like it, you can go back to Sunday church. The world's not going to come to an end because you missed 1 week of Sunday church. And so I did. And he's blessed me, and I've been sold ever since. Y'all, God is real. He is truly, truly real. And once you start walking closer to Him, sorry, I know I'm moving quite a bit. I am getting tired. My arms and hands are getting tired. But once you keep walking closer and closer and closer to Him, He's going to start doing things. And you don't even have to ask. He just does it. I asked for prayers for my sister, and God is really pulling through for him right now. I want to encourage you, he's not something you're imagining. He's not. He's very, very real. Maybe in that solitude of those quiet moments, you can feel it even if it isn't powerful. You can feel him. You know he's there. You know he's listening. Just talk to him. I don't know if there's anybody that's going to be watching this today and you're just wondering and hoping and maybe you haven't heard from him. Maybe start listening for him through a kind of a different way. Not thinking it with your mind, just being in that completely solitude. Complete solitude that you're not listening to what your brain or your mind is telling you what to think. Just listen. Just make it to where it's complete clarity. And I'm telling you what, that is when most of the time I hear from God. Is that absolute clarity. And He is so amazing. So amazing. It's been a wonderful Sabbath, and I know it's going to keep being a wonderful, wonderful Sabbath. I pray y'all are feeling His peace tonight. You know, despite everything going on, God is still in charge and God is still in order. And it's going to get serious, y'all. It's one of those things. One of those things. When they start uniting church and state, when they start pushing, I'm already seeing supposable Christians push this on Facebook, that we need to be involved in politics. And if we don't, we're not doing all right as a Christian. This is absolutely, absolutely absurd. There are prophecies, y'all. We have revelation, that joining of church and state. There was a joining of church and state at one time, and Jesus and every single disciple was crucified, um, or persecuted for it. Jesus was crucified for it. So just make sure you're watching this, and it's kind of eerie when you see everything that's happening. And they've been talking about all this peace and safety here lately, and sudden destruction. Um, yeah, y'all, you can't make this stuff up. And now they're trying to join church and state really vehemently here lately. We got to keep our eyes open. When they establish that Sunday law, y'all, that's it. That's it. Preparation for the end times is done. It's here. That's all there is to it. When they establish that, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong, and not in a good way. But God is going to be with us. Some of us are going to have to face some things. And I was reminded. I was praying. I was actually praying tonight during worship for other people, and I there's something about it when I worship that my right hand gets hot. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And so anytime I have any pain or anywhere, oh, I can still feel it. It feels absolutely amazing. And you feel that power just going from your hand into, anyways. Um, I pressed it to my heart right here, my neck right here, and I just felt it. I was almost laid back to where I was just completely immovable. And he was telling me things about me, not about other people. And I prayed to him before this happened. I prayed to him. I was like, God, we need you. There's so many people that need you, that really, really need you. And he told me, he was like, I will establish you, but you have to remember there's a cost for it. Now, don't get me wrong, Jesus paid that ultimate sacrifice for us to have a chance with God. But if God is going to do something amazing through you, you have to understand there's a cost for it. There is. Whether we want to acknowledge it or not. And do we accept it or do we don't? I'm sure when that time comes, I'll be just like Jesus. And I'll be like, if this cup can pass from me, please. But if God is guiding you to do something amazing, there's going to be a sacrifice for it. There's going to be a cost for it. But it shows his glory. And you see this in Jesus, you see this in Peter, you see this in all the disciples. They all paid a cost for what they stood for. They all did. Y'all, we are no different. We are no different. So if I have to face that beheading, that judgment in front of everyone around me, my entire community, if I have to face that, I pray all the time, God, help me to have the strength of Stephen. Help me to have this mighty strength. And please bless me at that time that I have a vision just like you did. And he saw the thrones of heaven opening and Jesus standing on the right hand of God. There's a cost, but there's so many blessings in it. And he sustains us through it. No matter what you're going through, there's a sustaining. And I know he did it for Paul and all the disciples and Jesus. He was there with them. He made it to where it was bearable because they knew there was something future that was coming. And that's what we keep our eyes on. Nothing of this world, but of his kingdom. And why wouldn't we want to be with him one day? So that's why I implore you to try the Sabbath. Try doing it God's way, not man's way, not society's way, not the way all these Christian leaders are leading you to. Just try it God's way. And I'm telling you, he will bless you. And he'll help you see things a little bit differently. He will restore in you and give you a wonderful grace that no one can take away from you. One of the last songs we did, I just sat here and sang that hymn in the garden. I love it. I love it. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. No one is ever going to know that joy that you share with Jesus, walking it out with him. We all have a very, very particular joy. So I hope you're experiencing it, and I hope you're like me, holding it so close to my chest and my mind that I don't lose grasp of it. Because it's with that that strengthens us and just leads us forward. God is so good, and he's so real, y'all. So real. So Sabbath blessings, peace and blessings. It's late. I am now peaceful and rested. I am ready to pass out. So blessings to you all. I hope you're feeling his peace too. And remember, like always, to praise God always.